Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. Today, we're actually going to be talking about some Red Wing stuff going on, some rumors around, right? We're going to start with our goalie situation, right? Coming out of Winnipeg, and Winnipeg themselves talking about it, right? Hellebuck does not want to stay in Winnipeg. He will not re-sign with them. So does that mean if he's on the trade market, will the Wings go get him? He is 30 years old. If you do trade for him, you're probably going to be giving up a couple picks, maybe a prospect or two. Last year, his contract situation. This year, you would actually be giving him about $6.1 million if you traded for him.
Is Husso part of that trade?
I would not put Husso part of that trade.
Does Husso want to be a backup?
I wouldn't even put him. I would try to split time between them, more of a tandem.
If they're willing to do that,
but you might have to put Husso part of that trade for Winnipeg to do it. That might be what you would have to do.
I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't know if Husso and Hellebuyck would work together. I don't know. I mean, he's probably an upgraded goalie for sure, but is that where our weaknesses? Is that
I think
that
going to make that much
of a difference in the win column?
If you got yourself a good goalie, I think you would be good. On top of fixing the defense, I think that's where your issues lie, less than the goal scorer side of things. A lot of people think you need goal scorers. I don't think the Wings need a big goal scorer. I think you need to focus on letting your goalie not face 45 shots a game.
Well, true. I mean, certainly a better defense is going to
help your offense
and more shots and goal. I certainly like with the Wings, like I said, their problem watching these playoffs, watching these teams, every one of them, pretty much, at least the ones that have succeeded and they're doing well, they're all very physical. And the Wings aren't physical
and that's
at all.
another thing you're going to need to get.
So how are they going to improve their physicality?
Let's staying on the goaltender route, because if you're not going to go Hellebuyck, right?
If they're going to trade Husso for him, yeah.
And then your other goaltending option out of Anaheim, because recently John Gibson wants to get out of Anaheim. And he would not be a bad backup option, I don't think, at all.
No, I like him.
He has dealt with Anaheim. He does not want to stay there. That could be another good option for you. And you probably would not have to give up as much to get him.
I would think he is probably close to being on par with Husso. They might be able to work together as a tandem. I don't think I like Gibson. From what I saw of him, he's on a bad team.
He's like he's just like us. He's not. Anaheim has terrible defense as well, and he just faces shots.
A lot worse than ours, from what I've heard.
And he just faces shots. I mean, there's been games where he has dealt with probably playing poor, but all goalies do that. I think
you're going to get tired. You're going to get sick of that night in and night out, having no help. A night in and night out, getting shelled. That's going to get to you.
So I think if you could get Gibson, and it'd probably be an easier trade, a nicer trade for the Red Wings, you wouldn't give up as much. That might be a safer option, as much as Hellebuyck would increase our goaltending tenfold, and we would be amazing at goaltender if you kept Husso or not. I think Gibson would be a safe choice.
You think he'd make that much of a difference?
I think he would make a decent difference.
Okay.
But Husso's pretty good. I have no problem with keeping Husso. I would, if you want to keep Husso, give up less to get Gibson. I actually would be happier with that than getting Hellebuyck.
Okay.
Because I will say it all the time: do not get rid of your draft picks this year or next year. When you draft, and you will have a fantastic young team in a couple of years.
Okay, and I think Yzerman knows that. It's just we're tired of waiting.
That is fair on a lot of people being tired of waiting. But if you take your time, you build the team right, it's going to happen. And he has finally got his draft picks. All the old contracts are off, right? Whatever he wants to do, it is his team completely from this point forward on. Last year kind of was too, but he is starting to be able to build the team the way he can build it. And that is good. Going to the forward side of things, right? A couple of things going around. Alex DeBrincat. He has a short list of teams he wants to get traded to. We are potentially on that list of teams he would like to get traded to because we are his hometown team. He grew up around here, so he wants to play for the hometown team if he can, potentially.
What are you going to give up for him too? I mean, how many players do we have like him? We have that Berggren, we have Raymond. There, I mean, he's a small guy,
Yes.
not going to add to the physicality of the team. But if you're talking, is he going to put 40 goals up?
And if he
40 goals would help. I mean, if that's kind of worth giving up that. But you're going to, how many players like him are you going to have?
Money wise, you are going to give him he had 6.4 the past couple of years.
Right.
So you're giving him about $6.5 million to play. It certainly will be interesting what ends up happening. Because if he's not gonna stay with Ottawa, you're gonna probably try to make sure you sign him for a longer term. He is a restricted free agent, so he is actually going to be a free agent this year.
Okay.
So either you can try to sign him and give up a draft pick to Ottawa. He's restricted free agent, so it's not going to be easy to. He's under arbitration. His qualifying offer is $9 million.
That's a lot to pay for a guy who really isn't a playoff kind of player. He's more of a regular season wonder. But who knows?
He is out there. That's part of the rumor mill. That's why we are talking about it. Okay. Other things inside the team, right? The Red Wings apparently have been thinking about potentially re-signing Suter and Chiasson. Chiasson was a very good power play presence. I think that's where he got most of his goals because he was just sitting in front of the net, screening, getting himself set up, and that's not bad. That's pretty helpful for your power play. He was doing really, really good on the power play.
I really liked him. In the small amount of games that he played for us, I thought he's the kind of guy, big, physical, maybe not super physical, but he's physical, got the size, he gets the dirty goals, he goes in the dirty areas. I liked him. I hope they re-sign Chiasson. We need a few more players like him.
And he's a little bit gritty. He's not throwing checks, but he is making sure he's putting himself in the places to be the scorer. Suter-wise, I know you want Kasper up, but if you sign Suter and you got Kasper up, like I said, get the young guys out there. Let's have a very young team that can move. Right. They might not be super physical, but at least if they can move, they're gonna make it difficult on people. If you're not gonna be physical, you gotta be fast. You gotta pick one or the other.
Gotta be lightning fast, I would guess, because it's gonna be very tough for a team like that. But Kasper is physical. Kasper is a bigger player, not huge, but he plays big. I like the small, we only seen him in one game. But it was enough to sit there and say, hey, this kid, I hope he makes the team. And we'll see. I think, like I said, up the middle, you also got, I think Kopp is going to have a much better year. He was battling, he played every game almost, I think. If he didn't, I think he did. And he was coming off that core injury. So I think that takes a lot out of you. It takes a while to get back. He started playing better toward the end, but and I'm expecting him to play better this year.
And then one little draft rumor, since we got the draft getting around, we'll probably get a draft video out soon for the Red Wings. They said we're kind of looking at the prospect out west, Nate Danielson. He's a 6'1", 184-pound center. He shoots right-handed.
I like the size.
He is out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. He played in the WHL last year.
What do they say about him? What is his?
He is a fast, intelligent center with no obvious flaws in his games. On the weaker Brandon Weeks Kings team, he's established himself as the best offensive threat, leading with 32 goals and 76 points through 63 games.
Does he play physical?
I don't see much about his physical. He's 180. He's me. He's an inch taller than me. I don't know how physical you can be.
Well, that's when you're 6'1" and you start in the 200 range. He's only 17 or 18, right? If we're drafting him.
Yeah, he
so he's going to put some meat on him. This guy's going to be about 6'1", 6'2", and around 200 pounds, if not a little more. Yeah, as far as the NHL draft goes, unless it's one of the elite guys that are no-brainers that you've heard of. Now we're not going to get one of those.
The scouting report saying it's unlikely because of all the high centers that are there that he will sneak into the top half of the first round. But who knows? Maybe they will go and get him in that first half of the first round, or maybe they might try and get him with that later round pick that they have if he is there. So we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully, we got a good year coming with the Wings. We're going to keep up with whatever happens during the summers, signings, trades, whatever happens. We're going to keep up with it. Let you guys know our opinions on that. But like always, right? If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Share the video with people. And until next time, we hope to see everybody soon.